Hello, and welcome to the Those Dweebs podcast, where we have a little bit of everything for everyone. Let's roll the d20 of fate and see what we are talking about today. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of the podcast. As I was saying in last week's episode, Michelle and I got to go to Dreaming Dirty in Michigan, and so we are going to go over our weekend for you and how that all went.
Hi.
So, going into this, I read some of the authors, so I had an idea of like what I was expecting going in, kind of what I wanted to look for. What about you?
So for me, I hadn't read anything from the authors yet, primarily because I just got out of college, sometime last year, and I was reading so much in school and working multiple jobs on top of being a full-time student. I didn't have any time to actually read anything that I actually wanted to read. So it was all full of books from classes and things like that. So I was kind of just starting to get back into reading for pleasure. So I had gone through some of the browsing some of the authors' stuff, and had an idea of which authors I was interested reading what books from, but I didn't actually get to pre-order anything due to lack of funds. So I kind of went in blind a little bit, having not read anything from the authors yet. But I fully intend to get back onto the reading train and
doing so.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, before I read some, like I said, I read some of the authors. I really got back fully into reading last year. Whenever I was maybe it was the tail end of 2023? Yeah. 2023, the tail end of that. And when I started my job at the library, it really popped off to reading more. But yeah, I went in with a list of authors I wanted to buy from. I did about 4 pre-orders. That's all I could afford at the time. But I went in with a list of who I wanted and ended up with completely different ones than I initially expected. It was a wild ride.
Yeah, and like I said, I tried to pre-order some and wasn't able to, but I still had that list of authors that I had previewed some of their books and wanted to go meet and get books from at the convention. So I did end up going to, I think, all of my authors that I was interested in.
I think so.
And then, of course, we found some along the way.
Yeah, we did. Several books later.
So, yeah, that was... I think we stayed pretty well on track for the itinerary that we had created together, for ourselves, and I think it was executed well.
For the most part.
For the most part.
Our wallets
there's
hurt.
some chaos here and there, but...
Our wallets hurt so much.
My wallet is wounded.
Okay, so we kind of went... trying to think. What did you like most about the adventure, like the weekend, all that fun stuff?
So I think my favorite part was just being able to be surrounded by books that I actually want to read. Like you know, all the different genres and the tropes and things that, like, you know, you and I are really into, and just like having it all there in one place and so many different authors. It was really cool to meet authors. Like, it's like they're like celebrities to me. So I'm just like, you know, I walked in and saw all the authors at their booths, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is like a dream come true. I'm so excited. But I think just being around, like, you know, like-minded people and just like super, super nice people.
All the authors were incredibly nice. Like, I mean, like, I know that's, like, it shouldn't be a surprise, but, like, I know, like, coming from, like, cosplay, like, conventions to book conventions, like, I've had some, like, vendors who are, like, not always the nicest at cosplay conventions. So going from that to, like, book conventions where everyone is, like, just incredible is just breathtaking, to be honest.
Yeah, and like, you know, everyone's just like super thankful that you came by their booth, and like, you know, they get to gush about their books and what they've created, and, you know, everything like that. And like, even if you don't buy it, like, they still give you other avenues as to, like, here, this is where you can find my stuff, and you can, you know, maybe buy the book later if you want to. Like, there's no pressure at any of it. So I found that really refreshing. That's also something that is different from, like, anime conventions and, you know, things like that, is because, like, most authors have their stuff online somewhere.
Yes.
So they give you the links, the plugs, you know, everything like that. Everything you need is, you know, they're on a bookmark that they've created for their series, or,
just incredible.
You know, like, you know, character art, stuff like that. And it's like super easy to find them, you know, like online and everything as well. So yeah, I think that was just like, that was my favorite part, was just being around like-minded, beautiful-brained people. And just being able to gush over books.
Yeah. I completely 100% agree with you. Like, that was one of my favorite things. And then, like, getting to actually kind of, like, chat with, like, some of the authors that I had, like, kind of, like, started following on social media and, like, you know, corresponding with them a little bit, and, like, actually, like, just getting to meet them in person, like, was so exciting. Like, they're all, like, I know I keep saying, like, and I'm, like, all scatterbrained, still, you know, processing this weekend and everything, but, like, you definitely, like, summed it up really well about, like, meeting everyone and, like, how it's like meeting a celebrity.
You definitely were like a giggling schoolgirl with, I'm forgetting her name.
Nicole Steele,
forgive me.
So, for context, I did an ARC read for her book Little Bird, which, for those that don't know, an ARC read is, like, well, sorry, an ARC is an advanced reader's copy, and, like, it helps, like, get feedback on their books and get reviews out there. And it was such an exciting experience because it was one of my first ones, and I got to, like, meet her in person, and, like, I was just gushing, like, the entire time and just so happy.
But they both were, which is the hilarious part. Like, even the author was, like, super excited to meet her, because I don't know if they were, like, talking beforehand online or whatever, but she was, like, super giggly and excited and, like, just chatting about the book, which, you know, as writers ourselves, one of the most amazing things is when somebody really likes your stuff and they are like, they're gushing to you about it. Like, you have to gush back because, like, it's one of the most, like, flattering and most satisfying things. Like, it makes you feel accomplished, but also it's like, as a writer, you really get into your stories, and, like, someone else being super excited about the world that you've created and the characters that you've created is one of the most, like, just
breathtaking,
amazing things in the world.
Wonderful. Every other, like, word out there for it. But it's so funny because, like, we were just so busy gushing about it and, like, just being, like, super excited that it convinced you to buy the book.
Their gushing convinced me to buy the book. I wasn't even going to. I didn't even know this author. Like, I was just standing there for their conversation and was like, ooh, Mafia? Multiple mates? Okay.
Multiple guys, yeah.
I was like, okay, I'm invested now. Like, give me the book.
You're like, give me. Here's my card. The pet's card on table really quick. Take it. But no, like, just I'm just this weekend went too quickly.
It definitely did.
Which we knew it was gonna happen. We called this all week leading up to her, like, it's taking forever to get here, and when it gets here, it's gonna, like, take a billion like, it's gonna go, like, light years quick.
Well, and, like, the thing you have to understand is that this is our lifelong dream, is to become authors and being able to, like, go to book conventions. I didn't even know that book conventions like that existed.
I didn't either.
And suddenly it's like, oh, there's a romance fantasy convention
in, like, some of the bigger states. One of the bigger states.
And then we found one that was, here in Michigan. We were like, bet we're going to Ann Arbor.
It's happening. It's happening. It happened.
And it was probably one of the most amazing experiences of our lives.
Yeah, it was the most inspiring experience of our life.
It definitely was. And guys, we got a lot done on our own novel ideas that we're writing together. Lots of plotting, lots of outlining.
Figuring out what we want for, like, overall to, like, the covers. Like, we're slowly figuring that all out. And it's like, we still gotta, like, sit down and write the book. But we were getting it plotted, which is, like, this idea, which, like, we're not gonna completely say, we're not gonna say what it is at the moment. You're gonna have to wait till, like, be like, boom, it's gonna happen. But, like, this is an idea we came up with during 2020. 5 years later. It's finally getting, like, some life breathed into it.
And, for some reason, like, we felt that there were roadblocks to writing this book. And I think that one of the main things that is different this time is that we are planning this out. We are mapping it out chapter by chapter. Like, usually when we write something, we just kind of wing it.
We wing it. We fly by the seat of our pants. And
hope for the best.
And hope for the best. And go, well, that was scary. But yeah, so this weekend was super inspirational for that. Definitely. Now, what was parts of it that you weren't, like, not really, like, disliked, but, like, that wasn't your favorite thing?
The only complaint I really have is that the vending hall was entirely too small.
It's a little small.
A little small for, how many authors they had there and how much merchandise was out. And it just kind of made the lanes and everything super compact and really hard to walk around, especially on the first day when there was the majority of the people were there. We ended up going around just one lap around the outer ring
with their book crate, like book cart. That's what it is.
With the book cart, and it was really hard to maneuver and get through because, the cart kept getting stuck on things. I kept having to like walk behind her to like pull it off.
People and things.
Like it got stuck on one of the tablecloths from one of the vendors, and
so
like thank God I noticed it, because it could have just like
ruined.
It could have just like pulled things off of her table or whatever, and I was like, oh no.
Glad you caught that. But yeah, no, so we made it one lap around, because like that was my big thing. But like my brain also went in like, okay, it's Saturday of a convention. Those are typically like WaddleCon, like you're not moving very quickly, very fast. But no, that extra added thing of like the book crate did not work in our favor. So yeah, we made it one lap around and then took it out to the car and went, okay, well now this is going to stay in the car and we're going to put books in it and go from there, because this is going to be the easiest for us. And we just kind of like carried we carried tote bags around for the rest of the weekend, which worked out really well because we just, took breaks, went out to the car and did so. Sunday was a lot better. Like, still didn't use the book crate, but, like we could move like a little more freely, take a little more time to talk with authors. We took pictures with authors, which is so much fun. Like, I'm so happy we did that.
Which was nearly impossible on the first day, because there was just so much going on. There were so many people there. It was just like, a buzz with various things and people.
Which is amazing. Which
is great turnout, by the way. Like,
amazing
turnout. But I definitely think that, for the turnout, the vending hall was not adequate for how many people were actually there.
It's like, wonder if there's a way they could have like spaced it in a way where like everyone could like be a little more free, but like, I don't know, it's hard to say. But another really cool thing that happened that was like really exciting that I liked is they did a raffle where you got to buy like all the raffle tickets and whatnot. So Michelle and I actually split some, and we put our names in, and we actually both got drawn once on it. So,
which never happens. I never win anything, you guys.
But yeah, let us get into that. So something really cool that I really also enjoyed about the raffle, before we go into what we got, was the fact that like everyone cheered for the winners. Like, it wasn't like, oh, the people that they came with, or like, people they kind of like made friends with there, like cheered for them. It was everybody. Like, that was amazing, because typically you don't get that. Like, that's wild as hell. But I guess a little backup context for the raffle. Whenever we were like putting our like little tickets in, there was one thing there that I looked at, and I looked at Michelle. I'm like, that's your basket. You need to put put tickets in there.
I ended up putting one in that basket, and I put several in different ones. Like, I think I put 3 in, like, the first basket or whatever, and then kind of, 2 in another one or whatever.
And, like, so on and so forth. But, like, this basket just had her name written all over it, like...
Guys, it was everything that is Mishy.
It's everything that was her.
So it was, like, a sugar-free Red Bull. There was a
Sour
anthology...
Patch. Sour Patch Kids.
Am I thinking of the right word? Anthology. I think it... Hold on.
Brain's braining. Basically, it was a compilation of different, like, short stories. If that's an anthology, it's an anthology. If not, she's Googling
Hold on, to Google. I can't remember.
While she's doing that, it had...
Yeah,
like,
go ahead.
Like... a blue cupcake bath bomb. It had like 2 like little lavender bath bombs. It has really pretty sleep mask.
Aha!
You're right.
I was right. It is an anthology.
It was an
A
anthology.
published collection of poems or other pieces of writing.
Okay.
Yes, it was an anthology. It was a Halloween-based anthology with multiple different authors.
Yeah. But yeah, that's and ironically, like, that's the exact one that she got.
Yeah. Like
I called it.
it was amazing. Like I didn't even know what I had won until I went up to go collect it, and like my jaw just dropped.
And like she walked back towards me, and I went, I called this. I spoke it into existence.
I was like, Julia.
And then when I actually got, I won a blind date with a book, which actually ended up being one of the books I had read before, and I was going to get it, but then I was like, I didn't end up actually getting it. So then I got it during the raffle, which was incredible. Like, I'm so happy. Like, mind blown.
And ironically, I had actually bought that book when we went to the author's booth.
Wild.
So yeah, pretty wild. One of the most exciting things was being able to meet Ariel Dawn. She's like become one of my favorite authors now, purely because of her personality. Like,
yeah,
she is amazing, and like the books that she writes are all right up my alley. She has this one that she pitched to us as Supernatural meets Buffy the Vampire Slayer meets
The Vampire Diaries.
And we were like, stop, you had us at Supernatural.
You just mentioned like 3 of some of my favorite shows. Like, you've won my attention. Give me the book.
But she was also just very, very sweet, you know, like super bubbly, super excited to like, you know, talk about her work and just to like conversate with us. And like we got pictures taken with her, and she was wearing this little like princess dress.
It was precious.
It was so pretty, and like she's so pretty and awesome, and I just love her now. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna be reading like as many books from her as I possibly can.
It's like we don't know where to start with all the books that we got. Segueing, do you want to read out the list of books that you got?
Sure. I got 15. No, 13.
13.
I got 13.
I got 15.
You got 15. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Let me pull up the photo that I took.
We had to, like, do, like, photos to, like, have that.
Yeah, that doesn't have all of the names on it, so I might have to do this.
That's what I brought up.
Okay. Yes, so I got The Elven Prince by K. Rose. Or is that Roso?
Rose.
Okay. The font was tripping me up. So The Elven Prince by K. Rose, which is very, you know, D&D-esque, elven type of YA book.
It's the one YA book that you got.
It's the one YA book that I got.
It's also the only hardcover that you got.
It is the only hardcover that I bought at BookCon. But I had to because there was a special edition that was just so pretty. It reminded me of, like, you know, forest fairies and, like, just very, like, old school storybook. And it had the sprayed edges on the like for the pages, and it was super sparkly and pretty, and I just had to buy it.
You got your anthology.
I got my All Hallows Eve anthology with multiple authors. I got Gangs and Ghosts by Katie May, which is, I believe, a supernatural type of book that's got ghosts in it.
It's got ghosts.
It's got ghosts. And if you know us, that's
our thing.
That's our
thing.
jam. That's our jam. I got Dark of the Night by Heather Karn and Melanie Gilbert. That's like a Witch Academy kind of book. I bought Little Bird from Nicole Steele, as we mentioned before.
You're welcome.
The Mafia of Romance. We got a freebie in the swag bags that they handed out. This one was called The Healer's Apprentice by Brenda Haas, which is like a very like old-timey kind of like murder mystery based out of Scotland.
Yes.
So super excited to read that one. I got Finding Friday by Quelty Fox, which I think is like
Fated Mates, Why Choose, Reverse Harem. It's got supernatural elements to it, or paranormal elements to it.
There we go. Yeah, I'm still kind of learning all the like different lingos for the genres and categories and stuff like that. So yeah, forgive me for being behind the times, but I also bought Serena by Laura Hawkes. This is a dark romance, like involving a siren, and the cover is super pretty. I got Destiny, which is like a kind of a Zootopia
It's got a Zootopia vibe
to it. So I'm super excited to read that. That one is by Sarah Hines. I don't know if I mentioned her name or not. I got Blood and Bones by Ariel Dawn, which was a supernatural meets Buffy meets Vampire Diaries one we talked about. Also from Ariel Dawn, I bought Voices in the Dark and Whispers in the Woods, which is like a duet kind of series that she kind of bundled together. So I was like, why not? And that one's kind of, I believe it's either vampire or demons. I can't remember which at this current time, but I will find out again. And then the last one I bought was it's called Alien Banished by Kay Rose.
Because aliens.
Because aliens and tentacles. Yes.
But yes. Alright. So that is all the books that you got. Alright. Now into my books. So I got Roll for Initiative by Kalia Rose, which I'm so sorry if I am mispronouncing that. Like, she was so lovely and so nice. And I was so happy to actually, get the opportunity to, talk to her in person. Absolutely just amazing human being. Then I have Demon's Kiss by Laura Hawkes. I kind of have a trend going with some of these. There's a lot of demons and mafia and vampires and
dark romances.
Then I have Succubus Sins by J.R. Thorne. Nyx by Kay Wilder, which is a Heaven and Hell Origins, which is I almost bought all the books, but I could not afford it. I'm so excited though to read that because it seems like I'm gonna get through that really easily. I got Dancing with a Shadow by Quelty Fox. It's a monster romance. Not sure I can't remember what monster it is, but I'm so excited to jump into that one. I also got Blood and Bone by Ariel Dawn because I couldn't pass that up. I got Obsession by K. Rose, which is very vampire-esque. I got Those Who We Couldn't Burn by Whitney L. Spradling. I'm so sorry. Yes. Which is a witch and witch hunter, if I remember correctly. And also, the author is a huge Stray Kids fan, and so we were geeking out about that.
She was a stay,
amazing.
and it was amazing to talk to her.
Like, she saw my Eda bag because I was wearing that, and it has all the Stray Kids pens in it, and she, like, chased me down, like, to compliment it.
Yeah,
like,
she hunted her down. It was great.
I got the original cover for Little Bird by Nicole Steele, which, like I said before, is the one that I arc read for, or I read the arc for, and just incredible. I love it. I liked it so much that I had to get the physical copy for it. Then I also got Destiny, or Shaped by Destiny. It's not.
Oh,
Oopsie.
it's actually called Shaped by Destiny. We just didn't see it because it's in smaller lettering.
I just read Destiny and my brain just auto-corrected it to just that. I'm so sorry. By Sarah Hines.
Our apologies.
This is one that I actually read an ebook for and had to get the physical. Is also by Sarah Hines. I'm so sorry. Called Into the Woods, which is very a paranormal with demons and like there's just so much to it and it's so incredible. Like I need more. Like I need to know what happens next. Then I got Fishes and Wishes by Melanie Gilbert, which is a merman and a djinn, and it takes place in a paranormal or supernatural diner, which is really funny. I love that. I also got The Healer's Apprentice in my swag bag by Brenda Haas, and my raffle win of Finding Friday by Quelty Fox. I will have to say, that is all my books. I wanted to buy more. I had to stop myself.
I wanted to buy so many more.
But the thing is we have their names. That way we can look at their books and buy them and support them that way on the interwebs.
Yes.
I definitely, I think we're already planning our next BookCon adventure. Because there's one in November, and I'm so excited. And we're absolutely 100% going back to Dreaming Dirty in Michigan next year.
Absolutely.
Goal, potentially, if we're good and get, things done, maybe we could be, there as authors. If not, then 100% 2027, we're going to try to become authors.
Yes, we're wanting to finally close in on our lifelong dream and actually become who we want to be in this life. So
yeah,
we're really gonna try and buckle down and get these books written.
And I promise, I think since this is gonna be a shorter video, like as far as YouTube goes, we did do some vlogging, so I'm going to try to put a video out for this so you can see everything.
A little bit of what we did.
Because we also did a book haul and that as well.
Yeah.
So that'll help a lot too. I highly recommend checking out a book convention if you're big into fantasy and romance and all those type of things. They had a little bit of everything for everyone, which is so funny because that's kind of our thing.
That's our plug,
as far as our YouTube and our podcasting goes, that's our big niche.
And guys, if there's a fantasy romance book convention, there's probably any other type of genre or niche that you
there's
think
a horror
of
one
for book conventions. So if romance is not your thing, if fantasy is not your thing, there's probably a never-ending list of different genre book conventions that you can try out.
Yeah. Like, there's so many choices you can go for. But I think that is going to call it for this episode.
And, before we go, I just have to say that, like, if you're skeptical about...
Skeptical.
Words are hard.
That's the first time
if you're
I said
skeptical about going to a book convention, just think, where are you going to be able to go to meet so many different authors in person, get your books signed when you buy them, and get photos with those authors?
Yeah, and the other cool thing is, like, they were all, like, indie authors. So, like, all independently, like, published authors. But, yeah, like, it was wild. I'm so happy we went. Like,
I'm so happy. This was, like, a dream come true for us, and, we went out and we did it, and we're gonna keep working towards our goals. Very inspired by this weekend. Very pleased.
So happy.
So excited to get our work out into the world finally.
Finally. I don't know, it only took, like, what? Almost 20 years?
Yeah.
Give or take, yeah.
About 2 decades.
15 to 20. Who's counting? But, yeah. As I was saying, guys, I totally forgot to say this at the beginning of the episode. Thank you guys so much for getting the podcast to 900 downloads. That's wild. Like, I've been kind of, like, watching it here and there, but, like, I opened it up at one point this weekend and I went, oh, I did not expect that. So thank you guys so much. It means the absolute world to us. And yeah.
And also, thank you guys for helping us reach our goal on YouTube before the new year. I promise you we're gonna go live. We haven't forgotten.
No, we haven't.
We just haven't had the opportunity to do so yet.
The time and the opportunity. Yeah. But with all that being said, everyone, you can find us on wherever you get your podcasts. Please make sure to go and check them out. Leave us a rating. Leave us a like. Leave us a comment. That helps so much.
We love reading your comments.
Yes.
And, like, it's nice to know that people are invested in what we're doing.
Yes. You all mean the world to us. And yeah, we will see you guys in the next episode. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.